Hello everyone, you are all welcome to lecture number 862, and today's topic is still in continuation of manufacture of glass, that is industrial manufacture. In the previous lecture I have already discussed the pot furnace, and today's topic is the melting glass tank furnace. So tank furnace is little bit different from pot furnace because in the case of tank furnace we don't have crucible pots. Here there is rectangular huge size big single tank, and if it is small size 5 to 10 ton, that is called dry tank. Otherwise, it has the capacity of up to 1,500 ton. Is huge tank where the base material is heated, and it is a regenerative type of furnace where heat economy is there, and heat is provided either by electricity or by gas, burning of the gas. And here the wall is refractory, and the tank is also designed in such a way so that the loss of heat is not there, it is recycled, and once it is heated and the base material is melted down in solid liquid, you can say, and then it is transferred, and again the same amount is added in that tank, the base material. So it is a continuous process, and huge amount of refined glass is produced by tank furnace. Mainly tank furnaces are used to produce window glasses, large scale, mass scale glasses. For mass scale production, tank furnaces are used, and I will be discussing the reaction also. As we know that glass is not a definite formula, it is a mixture, and where there is silicate, that is sodium silicate. When silica and soda ash is heated, sodium silicate is formed, and that sodium silicate is known as water glass because it is soluble in water, and to make it insoluble, then it is treated with calcium carbonate. All these glass forming materials are there, and that will combine this silica to give calcium silicate, and this calcium silicate is water insoluble, so it will make water insoluble. And this sodium and calcium silicate, they will combine together, and there will be sodium calcium silicate, and this sodium calcium silicate is approximately the formula. I can't say 100%, that's why I am saying approximately the formula of glass. So all these things I am going to discuss one by one. So here melting glass tank, and that is your tank furnace, and here I have given the design, some simple structure of tank furnace. It is closed, and here the burning gas fuel that is supplying the heat energy, and in this rectangular this tank, the huge amount of maybe up to 1,500 or 1,000 tons of base material is put, and it is melted here, and it is recycled, and air fuel is going, and again fuel gas is recycled, so it is a regenerative type of tank furnace. Number one, in the tank furnace, base materials are charged into one end of a large rectangular tank built of refractory blocks. Refractory blocks is very important because it will economize the heat energy. It also works on the regenerative principle of heat economy, and is heated by producer gas, or sometimes even we can use the source of heat, electricity. In such type of furnaces, the valve serves both to restrict and retain heat and to hold the molten glass. Number 2, continuous time furnaces have been developed in recent years in which a layer of molten gas is maintained by feeding the base material at the same rate as that at which it is withdrawn. So this is a latest technique where recycling and at the same time molten glass is withdrawn and the other layer is automatically coming. So it's a very quick manufacturing of large quantity of melted glass, and that is for the purpose of industrial manufacture of window glasses. Other end, the small tank furnaces are called dry tank furnace, in which 5 to 10 capacity of glass is melted and refined. And number 3, the base materials are heated either electrothermally or by gas. The largest tank furnaces are those used for manufacture of window glass. Some of these are 125 into 30 feet in height and with a capacity of 1,500 tons of molten glass. Number 4. Now I am giving here what are the chemical reactions are taking place inside the furnaces, and these chemical reactions are very important. They are going to form the glass. So A, glass is a solid solution having no definite composition. However, the ordinary glass may be approximately written as Na2O, CO, 6SiO2 means sodium, calcium, silicate. So the ordinary glass is sodium calcium silicate. B, when silica is heated with soda ash, silica being acidic oxide displaces the carbonic acid, form the carbonate, and a compound is formed known as sodium silicate. The reaction is given Na2CO3 plus SiO2, Na2SiO3 plus CO2, and this Na2SiO3 is known as sodium silicate. And when sodium silicate is allowed to cool, it solidifies to a glassy mass, and this glassy mass is known as water glass. Why it is called water glass? Because this glassy mass is soluble in water. Because it is soluble in water. C, the limestone, that is calcium carbonate, also reacts with silica to give glassy mass, and on cooling it is called calcium silicate, and this calcium silicate is insoluble in water but it dissolves in acidic medium, and the formula is calcium carbonate. When it will react with silica, that is SiO2, there will be formation of CaSiO3, that is called calcium silicate plus CO2. So in continuation, under 4D, if silica is simultaneously used with sodium carbonate and calcium carbonate, that is soda ash plus limestone, then sodium calcium silicate is formed. One simultaneously it is obtained, and which sets to a glassy mass, on cooling, and it is insoluble in water and acid both. So it is sodium carbonate Na2CO3 plus calcium carbonate plus 6 SiO2. It will react at very high temperature, and there will be formation of Na2O, CaO, 6 SiO2 means sodium calcium silicate, and this sodium calcium silicate is known as glass. E. At below 600 degrees centigrade temperature, what is happening inside the furnace? When the temperature is below 600 degrees centigrade, some moisture and a small amount of oxides of As, Sb, Pb, chlorides of sodium, potassium and iron and Sn undergo volatilization. They will be volatilized at 900 degrees centigrade temperature. Sodium silicate is formed, and at 1000 degrees centigrade the calcium oxide reacts with SiO2 to form calcium silicate, and finally at 1500 degrees centigrade both will combine, that is sodium and calcium silicates, and there will be formation of sodium calcium silicate, that is known as ordinary glass. So with this I will stop. Thank you very much for watching the lecture.